In this video, we're going to go over how to create some basic visualizations. Now, I've kind of shown this data here a little bit. Basically, this is the California Workplace Area Characteristics for 2015. This code is from before, and so I won't go over this in detail, but this is just so that we have the California Workplace Area Characteristics to work with for our visualizations. So I'm going to go over some very basic visualizations that you can do. In real life, there's a lot of ways to do visualizations. There's all sorts of functions that you can use, and there are all sorts of customizations, types of visualizations, things like that. I'm just going to start with some of the basics to kind of get you started, but just note that this is just a very, very, very surface level treatment. This is just designed to kind of show what you might be able to do. All right. So basically, with this data set, I'm going to start out by just creating a histogram of just the total number of jobs within each census block. Right. So to do this, I'm going to use qplot. Now, qplot is a function from this tidyverse suite of packages. It's specifically in ggplot2. And basically, this is just kind of a very general purpose plot function. And so I'm going to do df c000, and this will give me a basic histogram. Now, this is kind of hard to see, and this is because there's some outliers out here that's really pulling it out. You can't really see it. So we might want to just kind of focus in on this small little area. And so I'm going to add an xlim argument. And so I'm going to use this c0, 500 to say I want that x limit to be from 0 to 500. Now if I do this, you get this warning that I removed a lot of values. This is just those outliers at the end that I removed. And now you get something like this. You can kind of see more right here. It's very clearly right skewed. That's okay. It's maybe what we would expect. All right. And so I can actually adjust this a little bit more. Maybe I want to kind of increase the bin sizes, or change the bin sizes. And so I can actually do bins equals, let's try 15. And that's going to make these bins thicker. And so it shows the same distribution, but you're able to kind of see a little bit of a different look at the data. All right. Now you notice there's a lot of white space up here, so maybe I want to add another argument. That's maybe 0 to here, maybe 50,000. 50,000. And that looks a little bit better. Right. But the basic idea here is, what I started out with this qplot, and I just plotted just this one column. It was a numerical variable, so it just plotted it as a histogram. And then I added these additional arguments. And so I first started out with kind of limiting the x value, then I limited the y value, changed the number of bins, things like that. All right. You can also use just the generic plot function. This is from base R. And you can use this to do stuff like making a scatter plot. So I'm going to plot CA01 versus CA02. These are different age groups. So I'm going to do CA01, CA02. Now, what this will do is it'll plot the x-axis as CA01, the y-axis as CA02. And basically you can kind of see these circles representing the different points in this scatter plot.